Welcome to Sterling High School. Today is Friday, November 20th, and we are in the TV studio. I'm joined by my OG, Mr. Sheehan, original crew, part of the Castle Connection here. We've had a bunch of guests on between, but I'm glad to have you back, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been great watching the shows and bringing other people their attention to their details around Sterling High School and bringing that recognition to them, to the community. So great to be back. Like everyone else, we're thankful to get to this point of the year where it's Thanksgiving, having your family, and I hope you and your family are doing well as well.
Yes, thank you very much. So we're excited. We want to highlight some of those things. So we've completed 11 weeks of school, 9 weeks of which have been in a hybrid where we've offered in-person instruction, and thank you for everybody who has participated. That is a huge accomplishment for school during this time, and I'm thankful for all stakeholders for their participation in that.
On behalf of the Board of Education and myself, I can't say enough about the job that the admin team did, the staff, and the students with the support of their parents in getting back to school. I know it was not an easy task. There was a lot of thought that went into it, and it's something that we can be proud of. I know every situation is different. Some schools opted to go on a remote to start. Some schools are still on remote. But I think everybody looked out for their own school and community's best interest, and I think we made a great decision and a great follow-up to come back to school.
Great. So we've completed a whole quarter so far, and we're excited. The guidance department is excited to announce a principals list and honor roll from the first marking period. We're going to give that to you in the coming weeks. We've also done some home visits where we're going out and visiting our students at home who might need extra support or just a little extra hi, hello, and a go nights. A lot of great things happening. The food with NutriServe have expanded what they've done, and if you're not familiar, you can sign up any school-age children for free access to food, 7 days of breakfast and lunch, and NutriServe and Miss Fran Smith has been fantastic. Our staff are even taking advantage of it. So some really cool things there. We launched the Book Smiles program, which is a partnership, but it's just a way to trade in and donate some used books, and that's another great thing, especially coming into this holiday season. Coming up is today, we've had some great success in our athletics and specifically girls soccer today, Mr. Sheehan.
Yeah, we're really proud of all of our students, academically, activities in and out of the classroom. And for fall sports, the highlight right now has to be our girls soccer team. As an 11 seed in the South Jersey Group 2 tournament, they made it to the semifinals and they're playing today at West Effort. I'd like to add a note to that food distribution. Please note that typically we serve on Wednesdays. Next week, because of the holiday, it'll be on Tuesday. I think that's November 24th, Tuesday the 24th, regular time, I believe 4 to 7 o'clock. We've had close to 300 individuals pick up packages for their families, so we know it's essential, it's needed. We just want to make sure people don't miss that time. So next Tuesday will be the food distribution.
Great. So good luck to girls soccer. Also football is they picked up a game and they're going to play at Haddon Heights on Saturday at 11, and we're excited about their ability to continue to play. We offered a pop-up Spirit Week, partner with Believe in You and the Student Government Association, so students are participating in that, and we think that's just a huge advantage. We got to focus in on our students' social and emotional health, and so all of those spirit-themed activities, which we will continue to do, are going to be important. So, Mr. Sheehan, we have big dialogue, big discussion that we want to talk to our stakeholders about today. We are seeing some upticks in what's going on with the pandemic, and so we want to discuss our advanced planning for that.
Yeah, it's not an easy decision. We worked really hard this summer to come up with a hybrid schedule where we can meet the needs of our students who desired to come to in-person instruction. We know there's benefits to in-person instruction. However, we always have to put the safety and well-being of the students and staff number one. That's been our priority since day one. So with that in mind, due to many factors, but we're going to move to remote instruction beginning the first day after Thanksgiving, which is Monday, November 30th. And we plan on staying in remote instruction until Tuesday, January the 19th. Many factors, some of which are going to be the holiday seasons, social gatherings, travel. These things are all challenges to Sterling High School. We're only as strong as our community support and our community health. And as we see the health of our community, the active cases, the active close contacts go up, the active number of teachers who are involved in that as well, it really makes it a challenge to really have a safe place here for instruction. So we feel that that's the best decision for Sterling High School at this time. We know that it's going to have an impact. we're looking at 28 days that students are going to have to be on remote instruction. Now, fortunately, they're practiced 3 days a week, whether you're an in-person student, you're getting remote instruction. We've had a lot of success with that, but we just feel that this is another component that we have to transition to ensure student and staff safety. A lot of things are going to happen between Monday the 30th and January 19th. We'll continue to monitor, we'll continue to communicate, we'll continue to educate, provide services, but we just feel that at this time it's the best decision for everyone involved.
Good. So we've reacted after the spring. We were able to proactively plan for the start. As we're continuing to wait for the governor or county to make decisions, we have this opportunity to proactively plan on what's the best decision for Sterling High School. The uptick in we're in the orange, one of the highest counties right now in New Jersey as far as what's happening, and we know that there's other outside factors that impact inside of the building. I can tell you that we've worked tirelessly to cover our teachers and so that our teachers can be accommodated both in their schedule, so that we're offering instruction, by our teachers to our students in a synchronous manner. And that's been a tolling thing, but we've been happy to provide that, and our teachers have done a great job. So again, this is going to help us advance prepare, so that Monday the 30th of November we go into a season here through June 19th where we will be...
January.
Yes, excuse me, January 19th. January 19th, watch that. Where we will be following the hybrid schedule from home. So it's going to be the same schedule that we've been doing. Both the AM and afternoon sessions will continue just like they are, synchronously, logging in at 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then PM sessions, and that's going to continue just from home.
I guess one of the things I want to reiterate, it's a district by district decision. What works for one community may not work for another. This does not affect our sending schools. They're going to act independently, and whatever the needs are for their schools, we'll communicate with them because we think it's going to be something that they need to consider. But this is a decision for Sterling High School and the situation around Sterling High School. Again, as Mr. Claiborne says, we feel confident. We're proud of what we've accomplished so far. We love seeing our students. We know there's a benefit to that, but we just have to weigh all the options and risk. And hopefully people will make community responsible decisions over the holidays. And the things that we always go back to, what has worked? We know school's a safe place, but what has worked at school? We wear masks, we are socially distanced, we have hand washing stations all over the place. We just can't always get that occurring outside of school. We have a staging area, and our staging and our pre-screening is only as valuable as the answers that we get. If we get a no on that response, or have you been around anybody with COVID, we react to that. But if we don't get the correct answers, well, then we're exposing our building to potential, infections. So, unfortunately, we've seen a few of those incidents, not only at Sterling, but at other school districts where it really impacts the school day, the beyond the school day, and outside communities. So it's just really been a challenge, and I think that we've handled that challenge up to this point, but we just see with the holiday season coming up, an increased amount or an increased level of concern, that's really going to, make us make this decision.
Yep, very good. So looking back at some of the surveys and collecting data from staff and parents is just, you wanted to see that synchronous element. You wanted to see face-to-face contact, attendance being taken in. So that's why we're going to follow the hybrid schedule from home, where again, they're connecting live in that synchronous instruction 8, 9, 10, 11, and then again, PM sessions are used to the teacher's discretion there. But I want to just reiterate the importance of the social emotional impact that we're seeing, not only on students, but teachers, and the desire that we need for that face-to-face interaction. And so I want to reiterate to staff, students, and parents, turn the cameras on. See each other. That's going to be something we're going to follow up with more information in support of that, but we want you to have those cameras on so that there is interaction. We can see what's happening. There's a professional connection that's occurring between staff and student, and then students and students as they're doing some small group activities.
One of the things that people may question, what's it going to look like? How's it going to feel these next 28 days or until January 19th? Hybrid remote instruction. We've been doing it for 11 weeks. We're very familiar with it. Tech support. Tech support is always there, whether it's the email, a phone number. You can reach out to your teacher, whatever it means for tech support, because we don't want to have any obstacles to instruction. Food distribution, that continues. That's an essential thing. We've done a great job with that. Now the big question is going to be, athletics and activities, and I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Claiborne, because not only has Sterling recognized a need to delay some things here and change some things, but the NJSA and the New Jersey Department of Education have also identified this is a pretty high-risk area. We were scheduled to start on December 3rd or 4th. Talk about those changes, Mr. Claiborne.
So NJSI just made a big announcement yesterday, changing the start of the winter season. So they called it Season 2. They added something called a Season 2A. And then, of course, we know that they have a Season 3 where they move girls volleyball to. So I'm just going to show up a little bit of a graphic, and you can find this online. But they're bumping things like basketball. The start of basketball is not going to be until January 11th. January 11th, with competition in January 26th. Swimming, winter track moves to February 1st, a little bit later. And then the big one, girls volleyball and wrestling in that Season 3 is going to begin on March 1st. And so it just gives more time for us to prepare for those things, and we will be prepared. So some of the other questions that are going to come up from not only our coaches and activities are just what can we do in this transition time, and we can say that we are still waiting for some guidance on that, but we're also planning. So we'll be planning this week, the admin team and the athletic staff, to discuss not only the staffing needs in the building to make sure we're covering the appropriate things, but what are the safest and appropriate ways that activities might continue or at all during this season.
Right, and the governor came out last week with Executive Order 196, which changed the indoor and outdoor social gathering numbers. Outdoor went from 500 to 150 effective Monday, November 23rd, and indoor numbers were effective this past week from 25 to 10. Now that doesn't affect classrooms, but it's going to have an effect on winter sports and spectators and all that. So that's something that's also in that guide on our website. So we want to meet as an admin team, making sure we're adhering to state protocols and the safety of our students and staff and parents as we move forward.
Yeah, good that you said that. It does not necessarily impact classroom, right? That's not for classroom, but for other activities. When it comes time to athletics and we get into a game situation, that number is expanded just enough to hold that event, but unfortunately it's most likely not going to include any spectators. But that just points back to our fantastic Channel 19 team, from the technology and the students, and the commitment of the board to continue to provide them what they need so that they can give us as much of the live action as they possibly can, which begins today with the girls soccer at West Effort. So big news. We want you to be planned and proactive. It gives you a bit of over a week, both staff, students, families, to begin to plan to be home following that hybrid instruction beginning on November 30th. More questions I'm sure will come up. We still have some meetings. We're still looking for more information from the county and guidance from them. But this gives us an opportunity to plan in advance.
Right. In the spring, we were reactive. We got hit with an emergency situation and were put into, by the state, remote instruction. We want to have this planned. And again, our plan is to come back January 19th. What can happen between now and January 19th? There could be a county order. There could be a state order. Numbers could shift, however that works. Then we're going to have to sit back and make a decision that's best for Sterling High School. But remember, we're agents of the state and of the county. If we have a case in our community, we have to announce it. If there's a case in close contacts in our community, they investigate, but they ask us to send out a template letter. So that continues. Even though we're in remote instruction, we still have to notify people and look out for the safety and well-being of our students and community. And when we return, that's also going to continue. So these are practices that have been put in place for the betterment of our school community. So we ask, we urge, we want your support, we want your follow-up. Make community responsible decisions over the holidays. I know that it's going to be a different Thanksgiving for a lot of people. You may not be traveling, you may not be hosting as many visitors, but make a community-wise decision to play it smart, open a window, take things outside, keep yourself and others healthy, during this great time, great family time of the year.
I really like how you said we're agents of the state and the county, how we have an active role in helping to report this information, and we thank you and encourage you to continue to be forthcoming and honest as you report, and that way it's a community effort that this impacts, and so we ask that you continue to do that, especially over this holiday season. Okay, so plan for following the hybrid schedule, the current schedule, but from home beginning on Monday, November 30th, and at least through January 19th. And we'll continue to meet, and Mr. Sheehan and I will bring you weekly updates as we can. But next week is the holiday. You won't get an update next week. and we wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving with you and your families. And with that information, stay safe and stay Sterling strong. Go Knights.